Guys, welcome back to Working Out the Kinks, the podcast. Right now, I am talking to Dania. She is a doula who actually saw when I was taking my classes with Beba Mia last year. And I invited her here because I thought it would be kind of cool just to kind of have a conversation from doula to doula. So, Dania, a little bit about yourself.
Hello, everybody. So, my name is Dania. I'm living right now in Memphis, and for a couple years, I've been kind of into this doula work because, how can I say this? Ever since I was like a teenager, coming into like my adult years, like I loved all things like woman. I loved our power. I loved how like what we could do. And it's just like I need to tap more into this feminine energy, and me being like a giver, being of service to people. I love being of service to people. I'm like, how can I like, get out there and like I don't know exactly how to say it, but like, I just wanted to and like show other people their power, their woman power. And when I discovered doula work, it kind of like lit up like everything. So I studied around a little bit, and I found Beba Mia, which I really loved because I love that it was 3-in-1. And me not being a mother, I felt like I needed that extra training. So being in the Mid-South, I service mainly Black women. And I knew like, okay, this isn't just going to be like doula work. I was going to be working with women who had trauma, gone through things, and needed help navigating getting through that while being pregnant. So that's really, sorry, I know I'm all over the place, but
no, it's good. Keep going.
Motivated me to like, finish my course. I'm like, our Black women need help. There's not we're like in this space to where we can't really go to professionals, because if we go to professionals, we get a DFS case or something like that, which honestly one of my clients is going through, and it's so heartbreaking and so sad. But I was like, I need to take what I learned and use it to put back into my own community. And that's what I have been doing ever since. Outside of doula work, it kind of all incorporates into one business, but I also studied like herbalism to help people heal themselves naturally, of course, like with pregnancy and pregnancy complications, but a whole bunch of other things like any type of feminine problem that's going on. Like I've studied how to help people get through that, which I think is beautiful. I have 4 clients that I helped conceive a baby who's had trouble, which I'm like, wow, like this shit works. Like I was one of those people, I was like, I don't know how just drinking herbs or steaming is going to help people. But once you do it yourself and you start studying and practicing, and, it's life-changing.
You have to also think about it from like the perspective of we're learning this. Like these are things that have been taught to different people for hundreds of years in different countries.
Yeah.
But, being in America where, we're trained to learn everything from like a European standpoint and, trust in the Western medicines, and that's the only thing that's good. So, I mean, I think that's the reason why it kind of like takes you like, oh man, I can't believe like just drinking this tea is really working. Cause I'm still learning that as well and trying to figure out how to incorporate that into my own business. But I also find it funny that you mentioned that as a mom, you still was like, oh, I want to take this particular class because it's a 3-in-1 training. I actually wanted to take that class just because I wasn't a mom. And I was like, I want to make sure that if I'm going to. Hmm? Oh, yeah, you're not a mom. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said you were. Okay.
But yeah, I probably slipped up and did say that, but I'm not a mom, and I felt like because I'm not, I wanted to get that extra training.
Right.
I'm sorry, I probably did. I'm all over the place today.
It's okay, girl. That's life. That's just called life. I understand. I'm here with it.
But yeah, herbalism is something that everybody should be getting into, because you don't even have to get into it from a standpoint of I want to heal the world. You could just heal yourself. You got something going on, a little cough, see what herbs you need. You got you just been in a depressed mood, you don't know what's going on, see what herbs can uplift your spirit and your mood. Like there is a herb for every single thing. And you just have to be consistent and you will see that progress, definitely.
So
I used herb, sorry.
No, I was just gonna ask, like, what got you into like studying like herbology? And just like quick question, did you like are you just reading books on it? Did you like join like an online group or anything like that?
So I got into it because this is actually before I took my doula course. I got into yoni steaming because it's like, I was in that, I want to like tap into that feminine energy type phase. And that's the first thing that I found. So I took the course through Steamy Chick. I got certified and she taught me so much, and I'm so thankful for her. Like, she really laid the foundation for me on literally everything. She went into like different ailments, like herb properties, like what to mix and not to mix. Like she did that with her course. So after that, I'm like, okay, this is great. So I started looking into other Black women herbalism training. I took some here and there. So yeah, I'm kind of pretty well versed in that. And of course, just research. You have to always research yourself. You have to dedicate to be a lifelong student when you're working with people, no matter if it's herbalism, doula work, being a yoga instructor. You have to dedicate yourself to always learning. There's always going to be a new book. There's always going to be more information. And you just kind of like gotta go with the flow.
Oh, absolutely.
But, yeah, after I took her steaming course, I actually put myself on a steam plan because, I was just getting off birth control. I wanted to detox from that. So, and it was like about a month and a half and I still haven't gotten my period. And I wanted to really like re-regulate my hormones. So I set up a steam plan for myself. I was consistent. And next thing you know, I think it took about 2 weeks of continuous steaming every day. But yeah, I got my period. After that, I put myself on a different plan before and after periods. Next thing you know, my hormones were like balanced. I was back to normal. I felt better. Everything was better for me. And I was like, yeah, this shit works. Let me get into this a little bit more. It kind of motivated me to keep going.
That's first of all, that's amazing. But I think the key thing that you said was that you put yourself on a plan. It wasn't something that happened overnight. You did continuous work to see the changes in your own body. So I think, that's a statement right there that, I think sometimes when people hear about like doing things from a natural standpoint, they expect immediate results. And when they don't get it, then all of a sudden it's like, oh, it doesn't work. I'm going to go back to what I did before. And I think, that's not going to help you.
It does not work like that. You have to be consistent in everything you do, or else you will not see any progress. You can't just, I'm going to steam today and then don't do it again for like 2 weeks. It doesn't work like that. You have to be consistent, and that's with any type of herbalism thing, anything you're doing that involves herbs. You have to be consistent in, definitely.
So I have a question for you. Since you mentioned you help 4 different clients in their fertility journey, would you mind talking a little bit about that? Just because a lot of times when people think doula, they immediately think prenatal. So, the baby's already kind of here, or even postpartum. But it is really, I don't see a lot of people in the doula world really focus on fertility.
Yeah, so fertility is something that I wanted to get in because it's not just about conceiving. It's about getting to know your body, tracking your ovulation, just getting in the flow of getting to know yourself. And then on top of that, once you get to know yourself, we take this step of, if needed, incorporating herbalism, because really some people that right there can solve all their problems. They do a couple yoni steams, or they drink some tea for a specific amount of time and they're good to go. But other people, they have other medical things going on with them, which I want to be like kind of clear, like me being a fertility doula and herbalist, I'm not that experienced in treating like everything that's going on with the human body. Some things I will refer out to a different herbalist, or even going to your doctor. Like if you have a low, your egg vitality is not that high, like I can't help you.
Right.
Some things you're going to have to go to your doctor for. But if it's just, I'm just having constant infections, I don't have anything wrong with me, I've been trying for a while and I need a little boost, or just simple things like that. I did have a past client, she's been through a couple rounds of I think it's IVF. I want to be sure. There's IVF and there's another acronym. I can't remember the
IUI?
Yeah, IUI. Yes. That's what it was. I'm like, I cannot remember the acronym. She's been through a couple rounds of IVF, and it just wasn't helping her. So I gave her some herbs to kind of help prevent miscarriages and like help the baby stay, and kind of strengthen the uterus and the pelvic floor. And she was successful. That's all she needed. Sometimes it's not even anything about your like pelvis or uterus or anything like that. Sometimes you just need a good gut cleanse.
Right. And just to cut you off for a small second, just for the people who are listening and you don't know what those acronyms mean, IVF, stands for in vitro fertilization, and then IUI stands for intrauterine insemination. Just in case you're like, what are you guys talking about? Yeah. That's just what it stands for. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. I have so much information in my head. Sometimes like I blank on my words, but that does not mean that I don't know what I'm talking about.
Oh, then, yeah, I know.
No, I'm not like, that wasn't towards you, but some people are like, oh, are you sure you know? I'm like, girl, yes, I have too much in my head to sort through it.
You know what I'm also learning? I had a client the other day and we had like her first prenatal visit with me. And I'm realizing now if I have to meet with somebody, I have to like have like a little notepad, because if not, I get sidetracked real easily. So I'm just like, I need to just have this out, so I make sure I don't forget a step. So that works for me. That's the only way I feel that I'm gonna get through everything that I need to talk about, because I will see, like, they had 2 dogs and I don't know, an iguana or something like that. And I was like, that iguana hasn't moved. Are you sure it's okay? And I was like, wait a minute, what was I talking about again? So I have to have that notebook. But yeah.
No, you're right. It's easy to get sidetracked and not even get to what you were meant to get to. Definitely. But like, back to kind of fertility, it, like I said, it's not all about, just getting pregnant. Another thing I do for fertility is I help them. Well, I guess this isn't really fertility, but it kind of ties into it. I help them sometimes when I have a client going through an adoption process. I do that. I say it kind of ties into fertility because, like I said, that's an easy, like, next step for some people. But they've been doing it for so long, they just like, I don't want to do this. I just want some help, some resources for adoption, because we're thinking about adopting and just doing that, which is perfectly fine. And it's an amazing thing to do, honestly.
Yeah, I agree with that. That is a beautiful journey if you decide to take that.
Yeah, definitely. What else is fertility? It's just a lot. It's a lot of emotions. It's a lot of different game plans, because if one doesn't work out, you have to have a backup. It's just a whole lot of mental preparedness.
So when you help people in that journey, does nutrition play a huge part into that?
It does. As a doula, it's kind of out of scope for me to like refer them like, hey, you should be eating this, this, and that, because at the end of the day, like, I'm not doing a full medical assessment.
Right.
I don't know what could interact with what in their body, but this kind of ties into herbalism too, that those, like, supplementing some vitamins, nutrients, minerals, making sure that, like, your iron is at a really good level. Like, it all plays a part. So yeah, for fertility, like, I do like kind of recommend that they have like specific things in their diet to kind of, help boost them. But I don't go any further than that.
No, I mean, that's fair. I just wonder, because I know sometimes people mention, food and nutrition and what your body's absorbing versus not. And I just always wonder, especially since there's sometimes just a stigma as well that, oh, well, if you're a certain size, and that also plays into your fertility journey. So I'm just like, that can definitely be a misconception. So I just kind of wondered.
Yeah, there is a whole lot of misconceptions. And I also refer them books to read. My favorite is Be Fruitful. I forgot the author's name, but she's a medical doctor, and she's kind of this fertility expert, and she has a lot of amazing gems in that book. And it's also on my journey as a doula. It's kind of helped me like refer them certain things too. And then it kind of like, I can back it up, like what I'm saying. It's not just like I'm telling you to do it. Like, there's doctors who've done research on this. It's been published, giving them research articles to read, all types of things.
Yeah, and I'm glad you do that, because I do find it helpful to have like a resource list, because it's like, I do only know so much. However, this person with a doctorate, So,
right. And in community, like, getting medical attention is kind of, scary. Mm-hmm. So just having them, like, telling them that, like, hey, you could read this book or look up this information and do your own research, like, it really helps them, gives them a peace of mind, like, okay, this is something that I'm comfortable with doing. This could be a first step.
So I also have other questions for you, because Dania, you also have had a very busy year from what I've seen. You have different businesses going on.
Oh, definitely. So the one of the other businesses that I kind of combine with, like, my doula and herbalism is I started taking a yoga teacher training. And I've been doing that since, like, the beginning of this year. And yoga is great for fertility. It's great for labor. It's great for postpartum. It's just something you can't go wrong with doing, because not only are you moving your body, it's helping you, and it's, giving you a peace of mind. Right. I've been in love with yoga for a long, long time. And I'm really glad I can, like, add this to help my clients in this way. Because, like I said, like, I don't see, like, everybody loves yoga. You just got to do a couple poses and you're in there. But besides that, my mom and I co-own a home health agency. It's called Bledsoe Premier Home Health Care. And we have 2 offices in Memphis and up in Iowa. So with home health care, it's kind of, me being that personality where I want to serve people. That's kind of like how I started. I became a CNA when I was 15, working in hospitals, nursing homes, all that type of stuff. I never really wanted to, continue my education, be a nurse or anything, because that wasn't where my heart was at all. But yeah, we got this amazing idea a couple years ago, and we went with it, and it's been great. It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of waking up when the sun comes up and not going to bed until midnight. But that's just a part of, like, owning any business, I feel like, especially if it's, you have a goal and vision for it. And our vision for this company is to expand nationwide, which we are working on. But yeah, this keeps me busy. And this is my day job. I'm in love with it. I love helping people. I love being of service to people. And I really like how I'm not just doing one thing. Like, my day job is this. My night job is my doula work. And it keeps me balanced. Definitely. Because some days it's like, okay, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go to work. But then I'm looking forward to, meeting up with a client later or something like that. And vice versa. Sometimes, like, I'm like, okay, I do not feel like driving 40 minutes to meet with a client. Then I got to do this, and that. Like, I just don't want to do it. But then I pick myself up. I'm like, this is what I've been working so hard for. Right. And then, like, just a reminder, like, I don't do this full time. I wouldn't recommend. I mean, doula work is amazing. I love it. But when you're in a service-based industry, I don't recommend doing anything full time. You get
the burnout is real.
Yeah, and it's important to take care of yourself. That's why I really like how, like, I fluctuate. I could do this or that or this or that, like, and I'm really loving it.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I had to say, just thank you for doing home health work. Personally, I have a mom who she needs 24-hour care. And luckily, as a family, we all take our time to be there for her and take care of her. But we have a wonderful home health nurse who always come. And actually, now I think about it, I need to go stop and pick her up a gift for Nurse Appreciation Week, because that ends on the 12th. So, yeah, it's an amazing thing to have people come in and care about people. And it's kind of like, as you just said, though, it is also just very, very important to take the time to take care of yourself if you're going to be in that type of service, because you get attached to people, and you care about them, you see them, you see families, you see struggle, and you can get overwhelmed very easily, which I think is kind of cool. Is like when you have yoga, because maybe I'm not saying it is, but maybe that's like your freeing moment to just have that moment for yourself.
Yeah, definitely. I found yoga to be my peace, definitely. And it's just a gift I want to share to others. That's what motivated me to begin my yoga teacher training and to add it to my practice. Just that gift of peace and solitude. It's amazing, definitely.
Yeah, I think as of right now, for me, when I can like get my moments to sneak away, I actually like going to the gym. Mind you, I don't like getting dressed for it and driving there, but once I get there, I feel at ease. And the only person I really have to focus on is just myself,
Yeah.
And then once I have it, I feel a lot better. Another thing I'm trying to work on is meditation, just to kind of like sit within my own thoughts for a few minutes a day. And then also one thing that I have for myself is every 2 weeks, I have a therapy session, and therapy has been really great.
That's great. You can't go wrong with therapy. And I hate that it's so like looked down on in our community.
Right.
But I mean, you're not getting what you need inside. You need to go outside before whatever you're dealing with becomes too big for you to handle. Definitely.
Right. That's a big one.
That's amazing. You see, I'm wearing my nurse appreciation shirt now.
Oh, great. I love it.
Yes, I love it.
Because you have to appreciate them, because they work hard. I give them that. So, so perhaps maybe final question. We'll see how this all wraps out. So my question for you is, what do you see for your company within the next couple of years? I say 3 to 5 years.
Which company?
Good question. Let's go with let's go with your doula work.
Okay, for my doula business, I see, and I've thought about this so many times, I don't know which way to go with it. A part of me wants to continue education to be a nurse, not nurse midwife, but a professional midwife, and open my own practice. But then another part of me wants to, just keep doing the work that I'm doing now. Maybe go into partnership with a couple other wellness practitioners in the area. But I don't know where I want to go with it, honestly. I don't know if I want to just keep continuing my doula work or, continuing my education. But then I really like getting more into activism work too.
Yeah.
And using my doula as just having that to experience as a doula to get into like reproductive justice activism.
Well, we definitely need that now.
Yeah, bringing more resources to the community, bringing more help, partnering with people who can, give me more resources and to get out there and provide more work. Like it's just a lot of ideas that I have in my head floating around, and I really don't know which way I want to go.
No, that makes sense. I mean, yeah. I've actually even thought about the midwife practice myself, because at least like in Louisiana, there really isn't many Black midwives. It's very far and few. I guess probably 3, if I'm being quite honest. I think it's about 3. So it's not really many in our community. So it's just like, I want to make sure there's always a space available if this is the route you want to take. I do like the idea of like community work, because that's also something that's so necessary within our community. Just to let you know that even if it's just as a doula, it's like, it's so important and it's needed, and you're deserving to have it. And just to kind of like let women allow themselves to realize that it's okay to say you need help, because that's kind of what we're here for.
Yes. We need it. We need everything we can get at the moment. Definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm kind of just, I don't know which way I want to go.
Well, that's okay, because I mean, we're both still really fresh to this. And I'm still okay with learning and continuing the education. And I can't wait to see what else you're going to do, because like out of most of the people in our class, because like I say, we took that class together, like I've seen your name just pop up. And I'm just like, this girl is moving. Matter of fact, thank you for, what is it, Nika Hall's, like her PAL advocacy certification. I got that from you. And I'm like, thank you for that.
Yeah, I took that training because, that I wanted to get more into like the reproductive, activism work. Mm-hmm. And also I really wanted to see how I can service my clients through loss if they ever
experience one. Mm.
Yeah. So I wanted that training to, be prepared for anything that could happen and not have to refer out, like just because you get a bond, you make a bond with your clients. And I don't ever want to be in a position where if something were to go down, like I don't know what to do. I wanted to be prepared. I wanted to help as much as I can. I think it was an amazing course. Like I recommend anybody to take it. I think every doula needs to take it. Definitely.
Yeah, I agree with that one, because it really put things in perspective in ways I didn't think about it. Even just like the wording of the things you say is very important to make sure that, you're fully being intentional in everything that you do.
Yeah, especially like it kind of ties into fertility too. In fertility, not everything's going to work out how you want it to work out. And it's kind of important for me to take that personally. So like I said, I could be that crutch my client needs.
Yep. So in other words, we are here, we are doulas, and we come with that emotional, that physical, and that information, that support. I just want to thank you for taking time out of your very, very busy day to just sit here and talk with me. We didn't think it was going to happen today, but it did. So I'm very happy that worked out. And I'm hoping this can be something that we do again, so we can sit down and just talk, because I'm pretty sure as time goes by, I'm definitely probably going to be here for conversations.
Definitely. I'd love to get together with you again. I'm all for it. Yeah, it's an amazing experience so far, and I'm glad we did get to talk today, even though I'm kind of like all over the place.
It's okay.
It was really nice to sit down and have this conversation. Definitely.
Well, thank you so much. And guys, thank you for joining us for this conversation. The world of doulas is amazing. It's really small, so it's very close knit. And I am excited for you guys to kind of learn a little bit more of what we do and what we have to offer. So till next time, bye.
Bye.
Bye.